Hi, fire signs. This is your August psychic forecast, August 2019. Okay, so if you are a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising, this forecast is for you. So be sure to check out all of the videos for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So for some of you, you'll have 3 videos to watch for your forecast. Okay, so I have like incense going. And I wanted to tell you that the incense I'm burning is Nag Champa, and this is a really amazing smell. If you need to get in touch with spirit or your own spirit, definitely get some of that incense, because sometimes I forget how amazing it is, and it's been like probably a month or 2 since I've burned it, and it instantly puts me into my power. So I wanted to share that with you. Another thing I want to do is just ask you to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my newsletter, so that way I can be in touch with you about when I'm doing live readings, and lots of other stuff, and my blog posts and stuff like that. So you can also follow me on Instagram, where I have more daily information and psychic information. I've been really into just talking about animal spirit guides and a little bit more about my journey, which I haven't shared fully yet, about how I got into mediumship. So that's seeming to happen slowly. So I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but I'll be sharing it on Instagram. I'll be sharing it on the blog a lot more. Okay. So I'm just connecting now. I also have to say this is for anyone who's been intuitively guided to come towards this video. So I always intend to connect to the people who are going to view this video. So that may be a very small group, or it may be a larger number, but usually these are still small groups of people, so I still feel that we're able to get very accurate information. Okay. So as I'm connecting for you, I'm feeling into a few things here. Okay, the first thing that I'm really drawn to is my heart for fire signs this month. So it's about my deep, what I want to talk about is like my deep life purpose, soul desires. We're going to start there. There's been so much healing that's happened, and I want to even put it like around the mother. So it's like your relationship to mother. There have been such great healing that's gone on, and it's almost like for the first time in a while, you're kind of being able to take a breath now, recognizing you're your own person as well. Even if it's this wonderful relationship, but I feel such a great love for mother as well. It's not that it's a bad relationship or something, but it's coming through as an important factor here. Where I feel that, now this is for some of you, that you've taken on quite a bit of responsibility in your family. Okay. But now we're heading into this time, and today is the new moon, so I'm very much like tapping into the energy of right now and how this is going to affect you in the next month under the sign of Leo, okay? That I feel right now I'm getting a little bit of relief, and now the focus is coming back towards me, because I feel like, okay, and now I'm going broader to the whole group. I feel like for a month there we kind of like had to reset and set aside our career goals or our purpose goals. So there was something that I had an idea about in June or May or the beginning of summer, end of spring, beginning of summer. There was an idea I'm cultivating for myself for my career. Okay. When I feel into that, there was a disruption here, because in July, we all went through a kind of disruption. For a lot of us, it was a very positive feeling, but it was a strong feeling. No matter what, we went through a very strong shift. So if we were not totally aligned with our soul purpose for, if we were not totally aligned with our soul purpose, with that idea that we had for career, and I have a lot of writers who are viewing this here. I was like a lot of people who have like their personal blogs, and a lot of people who are like writers, or they're sharing words, okay, who are viewing. So I'm talking to you too. Like, you had an idea about this writing, or your life's work, okay? And it gets shaken up, but now we're able to get back onto a really solid track with that. There's a huge change that has been going on, but finally, I want to say fire signs, and it feels like finally it's been for the better. And the change is happening very much so with career, very much so with finances, but I want to say my heart is in it. So it feels like my love. So I want to say for you fire signs who are watching, it's like your life's work, your career is your love. That's the one you're pursuing. And you have to understand that this is like a changing time. So every day is going to be a different situation. Like every day is going to be a totally different story. But these things are happening for the best. It's almost like you don't have enough time in your day to get everything that you have, that you want to get done. You have to, oh my gosh, you have to bring in some relaxation and relief period. So for you, August is going to have that. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to cultivate relief in your life and rest periods while you have these ideas. And you have to jot all of the ideas down, and you will not get to all of them this month because we're talking about really long-term plans. We're talking about the next 10 years plans because you're looking that far ahead. Okay. The other thing that I have to tell you is that you really have to follow your own structure, and you have to follow your own body is communicating to you. So health is coming up, and things can be, you can hold a lot of tension in your back, and your lower back, and your hips, okay? And it is like I need to just remember to release a lot of that and take a deep breath, because you have to truly follow what works for you and stop worrying about what's working for others or the way that it should be. Because you have a lot of like restructuring to do in terms of how your mind is working, about what success means and things like this. You're re-establishing what is a successful life, but you still have that kind of like loudmouth critical scrutinizer in your ear. But you recognize there's a difference between you and that person who's talking to you, right? That's a critical voice in your head. So that voice is telling you, like, this is how you get things done. You have to work really, really hard to get anywhere in life. But your heart knows that it's a different story. And your heart knows that if you're enjoying the process while you're creating, then the actual creation is joyful. Okay. The other thing that I feel is a great wisdom of your soul. There is a feeling that I feel that most of us we are on track, that are viewing here, where the soul is kind of giving you that okay. Like, we're on the path, and things are, like, working for us, and it's, like, just taking one step in front of the other. So, let's see. But you always know when things are not working out right as you're taking those steps, or when they're the appropriate steps to take, but you only know it right in that moment. So it's very important, though, you have this future expression that's coming up for you, you have to stay very present with it. You have to not run, but get after it very directly, okay? You have to get after it directly. Okay, I'm giving you permission to be the aggressor in this situation, and I'm also talking about like relationship-wise. There's like, for those of you who are single and interested in someone, it's okay to reach out to them right now. There's something about that confidence, you know, exuding confidence is really important to you at this time. But it almost feels like that's kind of hard to do right now. It's like I'm a little bit afraid to speak my mind. I'm afraid to tell this person how I feel. I'm also afraid to like tell my boss like I need a vacation or whatever it is, like where I'm not really feeling in control of things that really, you know, are totally reasonable things to ask and totally reasonable things to do. You have to go with those and be the aggressor, be the one who's going after what he or she wants. Okay. It's a very creative time for you. So like everything that you touch is like turning to gold, okay? Creatively, it's okay, I'm seeing the thing like where you're boiling a pot of water, let's say, metaphorically, you boil a pot of water and it's like instantly this entire meal is made. It feels like your works are happening like that. So things are flowing out of you more than ever. And I want to say, I'm going back like 3-5 years. Went through a period where things were not flowing out of us like that. We were in a kind of more of a restful state, more of a mending state, and also going through a lot of like roller coaster emotional state that really kind of made us feel like we're off the path. But you're never off the path. This is like part of your soul's expression and part of your soul experience on earth. You have to go through that. It feels so good to go through a period about what we're going through here now in August, which is like everything turns to gold, okay? Okay, and I want to say again, there is like a very large, ambitious goal, and I have to go with, I'm talking about family, but I'm talking about my job, because I feel the two are intertwined. So it's like I feel like I have a good hold on one, and I'm really working and getting a good hold on the other, and that's kind of how it's going to go. But the one is so solid. You know, for some of you, it's your family that's so solid. For some of you, it's your job that's so solid. Of course, there's people who have a bit of both where they're beginning both now, okay? So feel into what resonates for you. But what I want to tell you is that this is a big, bold vision, but it is that vision that you have for yourself is coming from source. And you need that affirmation to just know that, because it's like it has not happened, it hasn't come to fruition, and this is an idea, like I said, many of you had in the beginning of summer, but many of you have had this inclination. This is a cultivation of all of your gifts. Many of you have had that for years, and you haven't felt like you've been able to start mending it together and creating like a cohesive story or a cohesive picture out of it for yourself. But I'm telling you, this is actually manifesting. It's coming to earth, where it was like all up in the ether, up in the cloud. It's actually coming down to earth now for you. It's also not going to happen overnight, but you don't want to rush to the end of the experience. You want to have the experience, because watching something build, watching something create the way that it's going to play out in your life is the joy of it. The end result is not the joy of it. And I feel I have to tell you that because you especially understand that once you reach a goal, you're very quickly satisfied and on to the next, okay? But it's so important that you reach the goals because I feel that, you know, with all of the ideas and the type of creative energy that I feel from them, the viewers here, I just feel like there have been so many goals and they just get lost. And now you're being forced to change and see through your good ideas and see through your projects, but you know yourself well enough to know now that when you get to the finish line, it's a very small time of celebration for you because you're on to your next idea. So that information, just carry it with you and know that to enjoy this entire process, because when you get to the end, it's the beginning again. So just try to enjoy the process of watching this unfold in your life because it's going to be really good for you. And I feel like we're talking about career, we're talking about relationships. And of course, I do want to say for single fire signs, it is a very promising time because you are looking very attractive to others. And I'm saying it's exuding that confidence is really helping you out here. So thank you so much for viewing this. Let me know if any of these messages resonate with you. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my website, my blog, subscribe. And then if anyone's interested in private readings, I'll put the link below on information on my website about private readings. Okay. Thank you all so much. I'm wishing you the best in August 2019. Okay. See you soon.